stay standing, all right? I'm going to have you stay standing with me. Because I want to bring up the next speaker right now. The next speaker, wow, I got introduced by a mutual friend of ours, a guy by the name of George Chanos. Now, those of you that don't know George, he's actually spoken on several of our tour stops. He's not here, obviously, but he said, man, you got to meet this guy. Now, I meet this guy, and we do the phone call. And George Chanos is the former Attorney General of the state of Nevada, okay? So we get connected, I meet this guy on the phone, and I'm just, we get on the phone, and I only really had an intention to pick up and introduce myself, because I knew it was him calling, but I really had no intention of talking to him for a long time. We literally, I think our first call was on the call for 2 hours. And every time we get together, it's like, it seems like it's hours and hours and hours that we talk. Because this man has been training and motivating and inspiring and coaching with some of the biggest names in this industry, whoever you can think of. Tony Robbins, right? Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, Tom Hopkins. I mean, you know all the big names in this industry. He's been on stage with them, toured the world with him. And I'll tell you what, he is one of the best sales trainers I've ever met. He also, before I brought him on the tour, because I wanted to make sure he's the real deal and knew what he was talking about, I had him come and speak at my organization to my elite sales force. And he showed up, and let me just tell you something. The stuff that he shared with my group, my own audience, my sales force, they do amazingly well, okay? And yet they still had not learned everything, and he was giving them tools and nuggets that they said, oh man, this is so amazing. And he is the teacher of teachers. He's the mentor of mentors. And when I first met him, first thing he said to me, he goes, John, he goes, you're a new speaker in this circuit, like in this crowd. And he says, I'd like to introduce you to all these different people. And you know what? A lot of people say they're going to do something, but they never do. They promise you. You ever had somebody say, if you ever need anything, call me. And then you call them and they forgot who you were. Is that right? You know, you know you got a true friend when you call them that you have to move, and they still come and help you move. Does that make sense, right? You ever notice, like, you know, it's like when you need to move, none of your friends are available. You ever notice that? All those people that promise to help you? He's the kind of guy who would fly out to California for me and help me pack all my crap. That's how real and genuine. And so far, in the time we've known each other, he's been nothing other than, John, how can I help? How can I serve? How can I guide? What else can I do? How many more people should I, talk to get more people to the events? I mean, that's the kind of guy he is. And I'm so grateful that we're in his own hometown right now. And I was excited to see him because we saw him, a few months back, and I've just been busy, crazy, and I haven't even had a chance to catch up with him. But what an amazing mentor, coach, author, speaker, international, global, iconic individual. He is a legend in this industry. Please put your hands together and welcome my dear, amazing, great friend, Mr. Scott Schilling, everybody. Here he is. Make some noise. Come on.
I like to get to know my audiences, so just one quick question. By a show of hands, how many of you have either seen me before or this is your first time? The rest of you will get that later. Is it okay if I give you 20 pounds of content in a 5-pound spot?
Sure.
Would that be okay?
Yep.
That's what I got here. I'm honored to be here. Thank you, John. Amazing speakers. Has it been awesome?
Yes.
It's going to be even better tomorrow. Make sure you're here. Make sure you're supporting everybody you're here. Now, my pre-event prayer is the same every time, no matter where I go. Lord, allow the words that I share here today to positively impact 100% of the lives of this audience, one way, shape, or form. Only you know who you sent here to hear this message. Allow me to do the best I can to deliver that message. Be a vehicle and of service to you. See, that's all I can ever control is a high intention and a low attachment. A high intention of imparting something great for each and every one of you here today. And a low attachment as to what that is for you or for me, quite frankly. We were talking to somebody at lunch earlier, and I said, I have won 100% of my audience is exactly never in my career. Because that's not my concern. My concern is to give each and one of you a nugget that you can take and put into action. If I do that today, will you commit to put it into action? Yes?
Yes.
That was weak. You commit to put it into action? Yes?
Yes.
All right, that's a little better. Well, let's get on with this. See, if you notice, it says 7 steps to living your legacy. It didn't say 7 steps to leaving your legacy. See, we should be living our legacy today. Bernardo did an amazing job. I went up to him afterwards, I high-fived him, and I said, dude, thank you, you set me up so great. Because legacy should not be what you accumulate for once you leave, once you pass. Legacy should be what you're known for as you live. Nobody ever had to ask what Mother Teresa's legacy was. You didn't have to wait for her to pass to see it. Do you understand? Everything we do, Bernardo was right, everything we do, every minute of every day is living your legacy today. People get to see it. John, what he didn't say about that day, he said, come out. I've never given anybody more than 20 minutes with my team. He said, but could you do a legacy piece? I said, well, yeah, I just did it today. I could do that. He said, okay, I'll give you an hour. And I finished that hour. And he said, would you come back and do another hour? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, I got Sonia, Dr. Sonia coming up. She's going to do a little bit, but after that, will you come do another? We trained for 16 hours. The picture on my website is from 1:45 a.m. That's how cool that was. Now, that's what this is about when you're living your legacy. You do stuff because you love it. Is this making some sense?
Yep.
See, there's an article that was there not too long ago. It said, top 5 regrets, a nurse talking to people on their deathbed. First one, I wish I had let myself be happier. Anybody want to be happier? Then make the decision. If you're happy, tell your face. Smile. Right? I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. You got Faceplace. You got MySpace. Any Young and the Restless watchers here? Sorry, I do that with my wife. It's a luxury. Right? I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. If you're happy, be happy. If you're sad, be sad. If you want to talk to somebody about it, talk to somebody about it. But express yourself. The dis-ease is exactly that. Disease is dis-ease. That means you're holding stuff in. You're creating your own problems. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. But how about this one? I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life that others expect of me. Do you understand? We all have the golden ticket. We all have the opportunity to go and do whatever it is we want to do. You know what has to happen? You got to decide. What do you want to do? People say, Scott, how did you share the stage with Colin Powell and Rudy Giuliani and Laura Bush and Mary Buffett and name a name? I've been blessed to share the stage with all of them. You know what? I wanted to. And then it opened itself up. It's an amazing thing. You can't get anywhere if you don't know where you want to go. Whatever it is perfect for you. Do you understand? The plan and timing are perfect. Now, for me, it started with a lunch with Zig. Well, it really started when I read See You at the Top as a 17-year-old boy just a few years ago. That's me. Anyway, but there was a quote in that book, and I got to talk to Zig about it at lunch. I said, Zig, there was a quote. You can have anything, everything in life you want if you simply help enough other people get what they want. When did you create that? He leaned in and he said, Scott, I didn't create that. My mama taught me that when I was 5. It was part of my christening when I was 12. Zig, can I share that story? He said, I'd be honored. Why do you think I share the story? Do you understand? We can have everything in life we want when we simply help enough other people get what they want. You get what you focus on. You want to supply service? Serve. Novel concept. Well, I want to be wealthy. Well, guess what happens when you serve? You become wealthy. You shoot for wealth, you're not going to get wealth. You shoot for service, the rest will show up. People say that all the time from stage. Guess what? They're right. That's why they say it. Right? So what's in your heart? We're all a product of the choices we've made and the actions we've taken. Your core values identify you. Mine are faith, honesty, integrity, courage, stewardship. Do you understand? This is the pattern when somebody says, Scott, what's it all about? Well, it's about faith. How many speakers have started with their pre-event prayer? Why do I do it? Because I want you to know I'm here for you. And I have to believe in something higher so I can help you. Honesty, integrity, courage, stewardship. Isn't that kind of a common theme? Take care of what we've been granted. Isn't that what Bernardo said earlier? Right? We are the stewards of this planet. We have the opportunity to set the rules. Question is, are you doing it? It's our option. My core values, faith, believe in higher source, honesty, being upright and all, integrity, being whole. Integrity comes from the word integer. One. Wholeness. Harvecker says, how you do everything is how you do, or how you do anything is how you do everything, right? Integrity. Dr. Seuss said it many years ago. Do what you say, right? Those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. Dr. Seuss, the grand philosopher, he had this figured out. Use it. Courage. It's not absence of fear. It's fighting through the fear. It's busting through. How many of you are entrepreneurs? The rest of you are liars. You wouldn't be here if you're not an entrepreneur. Well, if you're not an entrepreneur and you haven't faced fear, you ain't an entrepreneur. This is what we do. We fight it. But we have to have the courage to get through it. That's why you come to events like this. People say, well, Scott, you've talked in front of 27,000 people. What's it like to come to an event? It's awesome. Because I can't control who's here. I can only control what I give to those that show up. 95% of success is showing up. You're the ones that are here. You deserve to get the best. Correct?
Yep.
I mean, there's some pretty good speakers here. Has anybody noticed, or just me? I mean, I took a bucket load of notes from Glenn this morning, from Sharon, from John, from Dom. Dom's freaking awesome. I'm going to get to know Dom. I don't know him. I haven't met him until today. Just knuckled him on the way. My hand's broken. But now, stewardship. We all have the opportunity to be stewards of this planet, to give back to somebody else, to help. Is this making some sense?
Yep.
So really, my mission, I wrote it many years ago, is multifaceted, to create a community of over 1 million people, equipping them to maximize all 7 areas of life, to create over $100 million in charitable giving, and to personally touch 1 billion lives on this planet. I was on a radio show not long ago. A guy says, well, that's kind of crazy. I said, no, it's my BHAG. My big, hairy, audacious goal, to positively impact 1 billion lives on the planet. He said, well, now you're getting flip about it. I said, what do you mean? I said, what if that's my goal and I hit 100 million? Or what if I'm not good at it and I hit 10 million? Or what if I suck and I hit 1 million? Would that be okay? Yeah. He goes, yeah. And I said, well, I've already spoken to 1 million people live. And if they've talked to anybody, even if I aggravated them, I've touched somebody beyond them. Do you understand? We all have the opportunity. Just make up your mind you're going to do it. You've got the control of it. Nobody else does. You do. So, 7 steps to living your legacy. I think the way to do it is live life in harmony. Harmony is a 7-letter acronym for the 7 areas of life. So, spiritual, professional, physical, financial, personal, that's your knowledge, social, family, relationships, and legacy. So, let's take a look. What's the H? Novel concept, honor your higher source. Why did I start the way I did? I'm a believer in God and Jesus Christ. For you, it might be Buddha, Allah, Hindi, the universe. Whatever you choose to call it, I'm fine with. My God says, be a living example of your belief. I'll do the heavy lifting. If you think you're it, you ain't. Period. Why would you want that pressure? You are not it. Now, whatever you believe, you believe. It's not my job to get you to believe what I believe, but it is my job to get you to believe. See, there's a definition that says confidence in the unseen, assurance in the unknown. The definition for two words, the exact same definition. Fear is confidence in the unseen, assurance of the unknown. It hasn't happened. It might happen. I don't know if it'll happen. It could happen. That's fear. But it's also the definition of faith. Confidence in the unseen, assurance of the unknown. One is belief in the positive, one is belief in the negative. Who controls what to believe?
We do.
That was a question. You can answer that. Who controls that belief?
We do.
That's right. So choose to believe in the positive or the negative. You're making the choice. It's the exact same definition. Now, here's the interesting thing. There's only one place where the definition is verified and validated. There's a pretty good sales manual, basic instructions before leaving Earth, that says faith is belief in the unseen and assurance of the unknown. I know you have faith. How do I know? You're here. If you didn't have faith, you wouldn't be here. Why would you be here? There's an expectation that's created with faith that you now take greater control. Is this making some sense?
Yep.
See, it's the definition of both words. Faith has three parts. Knowledge, for those, wait, this is New Age faith here. Knowledge of the belief is the ask. Agreement in the belief is the believe. Trust in the belief is the receive. Ask, believe, receive. Guess what? That's faith. Now, tell them I'm busy right now. Thanks. So do you understand that no matter where your belief lies, whether it's Christian or Judeo or Muslim, or it's irrelevant. Believe, be that living example of that belief. Be true to yourself. Be true to your belief, what you're doing along the way. The plan and timing are perfect. Period. End of conversation. All things work for your good. It doesn't say some things. All things. Now, does it say all things are going to be chipper and wonderful and yippee-skippy? Not what it says. It says all things work together for your good. But you got to believe that. You don't question things if that's the case. So I encourage you, create an evidence log. I can tell you evidences of how the plan and timing are coming together in my career, in my life. The opportunities I've had. How do I get to speak in front of tens of thousands of people? None of you know the heck my name for nothing. But I've shared the stage with all those other people. Why is that? Because it's never been about me. It's been about the message that you deliver. My innate ability is to enroll people into a vision. Do you understand the vision I'm working to enlist you into? Live your legacy today. Stop waiting. This weekend is a demarcation. Thank you, John Shin, for putting that together. Get it? How about a hand for John? The A stands for align yourself professionally. This is your career. To be a leader, you've got to be lead worthy. Why would somebody want to follow you? And to be a leader, at some point, you've got to be a really damn good follower. I've paid 19 mentors in my career. Somebody says, yeah, I was backstage with John Maxwell not long ago. I said, John, what do you get asked all the time? He said, well, people always want what I got. I said, well, that's cool. I hear that a lot too. Well, what do you say to them? I say, everybody says they want what I have. The question is, are you willing to do what I did to get it? I've written checks to 19 mentors. You're not going to hear me talk about, you should have a mentor and not write 19 checks myself. My speaking mentor, I wrote checks to probably $70,000, $75,000. He comes to Dallas one day, he says, Scott, I want to take you to dinner and buy. I went, oh my God, John, you're going to buy? That's never happened. This is awesome. We go to Uncle Julio's. We're on our second margarita. He goes, I got to ask you a question. I said, what's that? He said, you're easily the most successful student I've ever had. But he said, you're the only student who has ever done 100% of what I've taught. He goes, I have to know why. I said, John, how many dollars worth of checks did I write you? He said, probably $75,000. I said, that sounds about right. And I said, how many of those checks did you cash? He said, every one of them. I said, that's why. Why would I pay you $75,000 to learn the speaking business and then not do what you say? Find the right mentor for you. Follow the system. They're there for a reason. I've done 2,500 live events. I've sold $25 million from the stage. I've spoken in front of 1 million people. My best hour is $684,000. Is that a pretty good hour?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I can do it. Well, I didn't know that until I did it either. You gotta go learn it. If you want it, you gotta want it. What's one of the 13 in Think and Grow Rich? You gotta have a burning desire. It's gotta burn from your belly. You gotta want this. Your core values play that part. You've gotta be a mission, but more importantly, a vision. Where do you want to take all this in everything you're doing? You gotta be on purpose. My life purpose statement is to inspire and empower others to serve humanity through living their life's purpose in spirit, love, and joy. John calls and says, Scott, will you speak to our group? Let me run it through my life purpose statement. To inspire and empower others to serve humanity. That's all of you. So that you can live your life's purpose. Awesome. In spirit, love, and joy. I'm in. Do you understand your life purpose statement is the guiding force that makes decisions for you? If you don't know how to put yours, just reach out to me. We'll build one for you. You got to express your passion. You think I'm passionate about what I do?
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I would do it even if I wasn't getting paid. What? I'm not? Okay, I love this. Do you understand? You do it because you love it. Period. End of conversation. You got to align yourself in your career. When you got a big enough what and a strong enough why, the how shows up. I've been working on a 10-year plan that God put on my heart 10 years ago. And I have had more people tell me over those 10 years how many times I've failed at it. Anybody have one of those? Yeah, me too. I guess I'm the only one. I'm unique, right? God put a plan on my heart 10 years ago, and the only thing I've done for 10 years is work to execute it. And I have done a fabulous job of misexecuting it for 10 years. Until recently, when I realized all things work for my good. And I became the associate producer of a brand new reality TV show for entrepreneurs. I'm one of the people who's working with Kevin Harrington, Forbes Riley. We are lifting and raising entrepreneurs up and getting them funding so they can follow their dreams. Do you understand how our dream is being fulfilled? Our dream is being fulfilled because we want to help you reach your dream. When you got a big enough what you want to accomplish and a strong enough why you want to do it, the how to do it shows up. I'd like to say I found the show. The show found me. The process found me. What we're doing is now finding entrepreneurs and doing everything we can to help them be successful. One quick question. Room full of entrepreneurs. I want you to think at some point in your life, by a show of hands, how many of you here, at one point in time in your career, the only thing you wanted was somebody to believe in you? Look around. Every hand is up. That's what we're doing. Do you have any idea what kind of joy that brings you to be able to work on that? That's aligning yourself professionally. The R stands for recreate yourself daily. This is the physical side. I am officially on the keto diet. I've dropped 20 pounds in the last 34 days. You know what? It's not like I didn't realize prior to that I needed to. But I finally did something about it. And I'm going to continue. How many of you plan to stay in your body? I know, let it sink in. Do you understand? You've got one temple. You can't do your purposeful work without being in you. Get it right. Makes some sense, right? So recreation is actually recreation. You've got to do something to recreate yourself. My car accident. So I was going to a speaking event, much like this. I was carrying a box of books. Without customers, you got nothing, available on Amazon. And I had this box of books. Most of you missed that. Without customers, you got nothing on Amazon. I had a box of books, balancing them on my knee, flipped open the back hatch of my Lexus, ducked inside, went to put the box in. As fast as I threw the back hatch up, it came down, hit me in the back of the head, and that's what happened. I had a dissection of the posterior interior cerebellum artery, the pica, in my cerebellum, blew 8 days later. I had a full-blown cerebellum stroke. That's what it looks like, okay? People said, Scott, you've been brain dead for a long time. Now I have proof. The point is, I've had a full-blown cerebellum stroke. Anybody understands the cerebellum? It is speech, memory, fine motor skills, walking, talking, vertigo. By the grace of God, I walk away with nothing. You don't think I'm here for a purpose? Don't give me the clap, give him the clap. I get why I'm here. It's to help you understand why you're here. See, I came back from that. And I'm up here, and I'm speaking around the world and doing the things that I want to do to live the purpose that I was saved for. You know the clock? What the hell are you waiting for? Some of those shut off way too soon. Just had a friend pass the other day. Sucks. You don't know what it is. Live it full out today. Commitment? Awesome. Oops. That was the Make Money Foundational. This is your financial side. This is my money talk. August 28, 2003, I was speaking in Toronto. It was my first paid speaking event as a full-time professional speaker. Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen in the back of the room came up afterwards, thumping on my chest. They go, son, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm the vice president of sales and marketing for a company in Dallas, Texas. They said, why aren't you speaking professionally? And I said, well, I'm just starting. They said, why aren't you doing it full-time? I said, damn. You guys are getting a little aggressive. All of a sudden, they said, God's given you talents and capabilities He hasn't given most people. If you don't use those talents and capabilities the way He's intended, you're robbing humanity. You're cheating humanity. You're being selfish. Damn. Jack said, when am I going to see you again? I said, 6 months from now. He said, if you still have a job, you are not going to want to talk to me. 6 months later, I was on stage with Jack Canfield in front of 10,000 people in Las Vegas. I walked up, I said, shake my hand, I'm here, buddy. He said, what'd you do? I said, I went in and quit that next day. He said, how'd that go? Oh, it was scary. I went home, looked at my wife. She goes, what'd you do today? I said, I quit. Excuse me? She said, do you have a job? No. Did you get another job? No. Do you have any clients? No. What are you going to do? I'm going to go out and be a professional speaker. And guess what? I've done 2,500 live events, spoken to 1 million people. Everybody who said, Scott, you can't do this. You're right, I suck. See, they said you've got the obligation to make as much money as you can. I like the I word versus the O word. It's the invitation to use your talents and capabilities fully. Not for you. I want to make more money than I've ever dreamed of making, and I dream well. But not for me. Because I can provide service. The two things that come with it, the good you can do and the influence you can have. If you're not working to maximize your potential, shame on you. God's made you infinitely capable. Get after it. If you want help, I'm here. John's here. The rest of the speakers are here. Do you understand why we're here? We're here to help you go through the same things we went through. You think it's scary? Yeah, it is. But guess what happens on the other side? Goal! Success. But you got to go do it. Jim Rohn said, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. If you aren't working with mentors, if you aren't, this isn't about you getting to write me a check or anything. I'm just telling you my path. If you want what I have, do what I did. In fact, I own the URL. My speaking mentor said, Scott, I got some wisdom for you here. I bought this URL. If you want to do what I do whatIdo.com. If you want to do what I do what I do. The pattern's there. That's all any of us do, right? O stands for open your mind to more. This is the personal side. Your life experiences are determined by the books you read and the people you meet. If you're not out there meeting people and doing great things, understand you're in a people business. We're all in the same business. It's called results. Results happen through people. If you don't like people, learn to. If you say, but I'm shy, get over it. If you say, but I can't talk to people, you're not going to have the financial wherewithal you want. Because it's the people who have control of the money. You just got to go do it. We're talking about our TV show. It'll be on Richard Branson's desk on Tuesday. Somebody said, how'd you get it there? We called and said, can we bring it to you? Who did it? I did. Why? Richard's not doing business with us now. If he says no on Tuesday, he's still not doing business with us. Nothing got worse. Might not have gotten better, but it didn't get worse. But if I don't take the swing, I can assure you it'll never happen. Stop creating your own no's because of your fear. Get out there. Ask. Ask, 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 ask. That's what it's about. Dedicate yourself to constant, never-ending personal improvement. Read. Come to events like this. Do this. You know, John was so nice. He gave us some sponsored tickets to give away. We gave them to some people. Of course, they didn't show up. Well, I don't know. Alan is so far. Well, it wasn't so far that Sharon Lecter couldn't fly in here. It's not so far that Bernardo couldn't fly in here. It's not so far that John Schitt could bring his entire team here. Well, but my business just isn't working right now. Shocker! I digress. Ask yourself these 5 questions in any situation to turn it into a learning event. What's the lesson? What's the gift? What did I do to create it? How can I modify it next time to make it better? How will this serve me the rest of my life? Take a quick picture because I gotta move. I've just a matter of seconds left. Evidently, nobody wants this to move because it's not moving.
Because God's acting on your behalf.
Okay. The N stands for nurture your relationships. Relationships are not 50-50, they're 100-100. But that's not fair. It ain't about fair. It's about what's right. The fact of the matter is, if I in fact have big trees at the side of the river and I go up like this and I bend them in the middle and I lash them together, I have a bridge. How strong is it? It's not. But if I bring this one all the way over here and this one all the way over here and now lash it, it's impenetrable. Relationships are 100% on you. Give it everything you got and then give it more. But wait a second, that's not fair. It ain't about fair. Because when it's their turn, they give the 100%. You need to get them closer to being full out the entire time. I'm not going to read the love languages. If you haven't gotten Gary Chapman's 5 love languages, do it. And the one that he wrote that most people don't understand is the 5 apology languages. The love languages are important. The apology languages, potentially even more important in your life for those. And the Y stands for yes to others and yes to yourself. This is living your legacy daily. Mother Teresa had this, you just knew what she did. Did Mother Teresa go after fame or go after impact? She went after impact. And what happened because she had the impact? She had fame. If you go after fame, it is fleeting. If you go after impact, you will provide the impact. If in fact you do enough impact, the fame will come. Another great book, The Butterfly Effect, it said basically a butterfly flaps its wings on the other side of the world. It is now felt over here. Every action we all take, every minute of every day, causes this world to change or improve. Think about that. It can change or improve because of your action here today. Something can help happen somewhere else. My encouragement is do everything possible to do as much good stuff all the time. That's one of my first books, twgfreegift.com. You can download a free book. We do a travel process and travel things. The reason we give them away, we use them to raise money for charities. If you want to talk about that, we'll talk about that. And it's about serving other people. Use the skills that you've been granted to serve as many as you can. So at that lunch, when we summed it up, Zig says, Scott, can I leave you with one more thing? And I said, absolutely, Zig. This has just been amazing. He said, Scott, if you're ever discouraged or lacking the encouragement you need, always remember at one point, even Moses was a basket case. I leaned in and I said, Zig, you still got it. He said, I always will. My hope for you, my prayer for you, is to understand how amazing each and every one of you are. You've been uniquely designed to stand out. Stop trying to fit in. If I can be of service to you in any way, that's my stuff. Use it. I do this in front of 25,000 people. You give out your real email address. Why? I can't control whether you use it. I can only control whether I offer it. Offer it up. Help some people out. God bless.
That was awesome. Well, would you like to tell them what you're going to offer today?
Well, it was really funny because, by the way, if you see the schedule, I'm speaking tomorrow. No, I'm speaking today. So they said, what are you going to offer? I said, what the heck are you talking about? And they said, well, do you have any programs? Do you have any of this? I said, well, sure. I've got 18 lessons on demand. I've got all this video content. I've got a variety of different things. But if I understand what's going on here, nobody here needs more shelf help. Let it sink in. So here's what I want to do. I want to give 4 half-hour one-on-one Zoom sessions. Let's get into whatever your junk is, and let's get rid of your junk over 4 sessions. Let's dig into it. Let's help. We'll work it out. I don't think I've ever done a half-hour Zoom session in my life. They always end up significantly more than that. But the commitment is for 4 half-hour Zoom sessions. How's that?
I got that.
One-on-one.
I was wondering that same thing myself. I was like, man, I don't know if you could ever just talk for 30 minutes.
It's freaking hard.
It is.
Especially when there's a clock.
I know, and we have a clock. So here we go. So this is amazing. You have the mentor of mentors, the speaker of speakers. Here giving 4 sessions, and this is a priceless opportunity because you have changed so many people's lives, not directly but indirectly as well. So I applaud you for that.
Did I say my best hour was $648,000? So this is really $1.3 million value. Do the math.
All right. So
I hate speakers that exaggerate. I'm kidding. Please take advantage of this.
All right. So here we go. We're going to sell it. How about $500? Who'd like to begin? 500. We got $500. Who'd like to be? I have 5 up here. We got 5 over here. Sorry, I didn't get you over here. It's a blinding light. You'd like to be 750? Yes, we got 750. He's like, darn it, but it's your turn now. It's $1,000 on it. 1,000. This is going to make you money and help you because he knows everybody. We're asking for $1,000. Anybody else? $1,000 going twice. Sorry, were you waving at me? All right, so 1,000. I have 750 over there. $1,000 on it. Anybody else going once? What? I didn't say that.
Let's do multiples at 750 then.
Want to do that? Okay. He gave it to me. 2,750. Yes. Yes. All right. We just raised $1,500. Give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. Pleasure.